Hello, friends! So I'm beginning to think, you guys don't appreciate all the dangerous, life-threatening work I do in the north center part of the map. Oh, would you look at that? A behemoth. We'll have to be quick about this, just a nice, clean shot should take him out. Excellent. Now that you've seen the dangerous life I live up here, you must be thinking, gee, I wonder where he would build his base of operations in a region so overran with death. Well, I'm glad you asked. Outpost Zimonja is the answer to your question. She's as sturdy as a Bethesda game engine and about as useful as their PR team. Outpost Zimonja is the perfect place to set up for running around this part of the map. And in this video, you're gonna get a commentated and silent tour of the place. Hope you enjoy! Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that little intro I filmed. I just wanted to add something fun to spice up the video a little bit. So anyway, we are going to get on with this tour. Now for some backstory, I built this as a Minutemen Ranger outpost to patrol this section of the map. There's only 7 guys here, and I tried to build the settlement to the perfect size for them, but these guys are going to be more living off the land since they're so far out from the other settlements. I figured they need to survive on their own, so that's the backstory. Alright, so as we walk up to the entrance here, we are greeted by turrets and pikes. This kind of feeds you into this little hole right here, and this is where you are supposed to walk in. So this guard post I did add to make the entry a little more refined, and this is the original structure that was here before I got here. Decided to leave the guard post and this little bridge ladder thing here. I liked how it looked, and I didn't see any need to get rid of it. So over here, nudged between the main building and the rock face, which I think makes it look very cozy over here, we have the herbalist station and the hunter's table. Now, when you assign settlers to these, they will actually leave the settlement, go out and collect either meat or plants, and then they will appear in your workshop. Great mod, linked below. Get it. So for the herbalist, I added a couple extra plants here. I figured he's doing, research, stuff like that, trying to figure out the best plants. Because I think that's what herbalists do, is they figure out the best plants. Anyway, I decided to put the water source here because I figured the herbalist would be using it quite a bit because he has to water the plants. Over here we have some utility stuff to fill in the space, and a ice machine. You throw drinks in here, it cools them after 1 in-game day, I believe, and that will buff the effects on the drinks. So right here we only have 1 farmer and a couple of mute fruit plants. I only need 7 food here, and he produces exactly that. So it keeps everybody not happy, but they shut up, which is why I like him. Now this is one of my guard posts. Oh, okay, thought he was turning on me there. So this is one of my guard posts. I use the snappable junk fences mod for this, and settlement building is impossible without it now. I have spoiled myself. But what's also cool about it is you can snap these wooden floors to the tops of the fences and then put guard posts on them. That's what I did here. Amazing mod. Yes, I'm spoiled with mods now. So right here we have the commander's quarters. All my commander's quarters follow the same layout. I feel like I say this every Minutemen build I do. So let's get into first person mode here. What I'll usually do is I'll give them a stash of their own food and something else, a work area, a nicer bed, and some sort of lounge area, for informal meetings and stuff like that. And this stove right here is what's actually producing the smoke coming out of the top of the building. I have one in that building too, as you can see. Lovely. That is part of Creative Clutter. Cannot recommend that mod enough. So I've hidden the generator here. I don't like showing my generators off. It's just too hard for me to integrate them into the design, so I just try to hide them. think I did an alright job here, kind of mends in with the wall a bit. Here to fill in the space we have some propaganda. Lovely propaganda. It's not a military outpost without propaganda. And right here, this is part of the original structure from the settlement. I didn't know what to do with this 1x1 right here, so I decided to make it into a little bit of a makeshift workshop. See, somebody's working on their kit right here. They have all their tools out, their 10mm taken apart. It is lovely. Some extra ammo and the anarchist cookbook. And then for the other 1x1, I made a guard post looking towards the northwest, towards that structure up there. Nothing has spawned there that I can tell, but you can never be too safe these days. And one of the guards walks in between 3 of the guard posts, sort of as a patrol. So coming down here, one thing I like about how the build turned out, this was almost an accident really, was how this alleyway feels. It feels tight, cozy, you know? I like it. Going through the alley, take a left, we have our chemistry station. We only make the best drugs for our troops in the Minutemen military. We gotta keep them going somehow. And then we have the toilet. Alright, right here we have a cooking station in case they are feeling a stew, or whatever that looks like in there. I think it looks pretty tasty. Have our Minutemen flag right here next to our back door. Now I'm gonna run up the hill here really quickly, because there's nothing outside the walls besides these 2 towers with turrets on it. I find that these are the most effective way to put turrets where they're not floating. I kind of have a floating turret right here that I didn't really care enough about to take out. Figured I could use the defense points. So now back between the walls, like I said, there's nothing out there besides turrets. So now we go to the main building, the barracks. This is built for 6 of the 7 people here. So the downstairs is going to be dedicated to the utility side of the operation. We have an ammo workbench right here. We have the mini creative clutter workshops right here, and then 2 crafting benches. These are both creative clutter workbenches, and it's armor and weapons. Over here we have a weapons wall. I stole all these from the gunner outpost a little over that way. We have some lockers, and then we have some more storage right here. I tried to fill in as much of this space as I could. While I love these little inside stairs, they leave a lot of open space, so it was kind of a little difficult filling it in, but I think I did an alright job. So coming upstairs we have 2 cooled vending machines. Throw your drinks in here, cools them off within 1 game day. You guys know. And a plant. It is a lovely plant. I think the herbalist probably put it there. So here we have a small lounge. I have a tendency to go crazy when it comes to building bars in my settlements, so I had to kind of hold that back when I was doing this settlement. So I settled for 2 chairs and some books and a cigarette. It's nice. Here we have the grooming station. We are military, you gotta stay clean. Threw some propaganda up there next to it. How dare you interrupt my tour? Anyway, we have the beds here, and I tried to put the correct amount of luggage under them with some, you know, a stash of booze and a stash of books. We can see that there's a range of characters in the Minutemen Army. So Kate is here on the Vault-Tec population management system next to a tool chest. Honestly, I just kind of left them there. I liked how they filled in the space, and I didn't really see the need to disconnect it because I feel like I'm going to need that thing eventually again. So then we have the creative clutter vault table here. I throw these in all my military settlements. You guys know that by now. And some taxidermy. There is a marsh down the hill with mirelurks in it, so I figured that makes sense region-wise. Some more propaganda, some booze. Why do you think these guys wake up in the morning, guys? Come on. And then they have their own stove and their own other stove. I realize that these are both called stoves, but I would go and call this an oven. And a pantry made out of a fridge. And that is going to do it for the main building. Alright, that is my live tour, my commentated tour. I feel like I'm getting better at these. If you disagree though, the silent tour is coming up right about now.
Nothing's more satisfying than a smoking gun and a pocket full of caps.
Okay guys, I realized I forgot to film an outro, so here it goes. Thanks for watching the video. I definitely enjoyed making a more lighthearted, humorous video, so I hope you guys liked it as well. I still have a few settlements I want to release in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for those, and with that, I'll see you in the next one.